Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Going Car Crazy collaboration with Crafty Cat Incorporated. This week for Saturday, we need to do gatefold cards and the theme is music. So, not only are we doing like a fancy fold, we're also doing a theme. And sometimes the fancy fold and a theme don't always like marry up the way I'm not sure how you get your concepts. Do you say, oh, I'm going to do dogs and then the card, or do you do card and then the dogs? I don't know. So it's kind of like, okay, what can I do? So anyway, I want to talk about some failures and some things that I did not do properly, or I feel like I'm struggling with. So I have this stamp set, and it's from I can't remember which magazine, but it was from last year, 2007. It says February 2017, but I bought this last year when I first moved back to San Antonio, and I really like this. It's really cool, and I've used it before. But I want to use these piano keys because I was like, hey, now's a chance to use some black paper, and this black paper is black licorice. Excuse the crinkling, but it was not as dark as I thought it was going to be. It's not like black like I think the Michaels black is a little bit more black, if that makes sense. I guess it's more shiny sheen, and this is more like matte. So usually when you have black paper, what do you use? You use embossing stuff, and since it's a gatefold card, I was like, oh yeah, I can cut out me some little black panels. I can cut out me my little base thing. And then I was reading the instructions, and Becky's link will be in the description box of how she did a gatefold card. And you all know that I've done gatefold cards before, so it's not like I'm new to the gatefold. I just want to do it according to her instructions, right? So I cut my paper down to be regular card size paper, A2 card size, but hers is a 4.5 by 4.5, I believe. And that did not work out. But anyway, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to follow the instructions. So I pull out my embossing, right? Don't laugh. Pull out my embossing stuff. The little anti-static brush that I have. I pull out some glue, some ink. Not glue, ink, embossing ink. I pull out some embossing stuff. I was like, okay. So I think this was the first one I did. I was like, okay, yeah, so I'm going to do it. All this white is from the powder. I put the glue, the embossing ink down, and I do it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gonna come out. It looks like hot garbage, right? It looks a mess. You can leave a comment section. Let me know if you like embossing or not. So it looks crappy. I said, okay, you know what? Don't give up, because usually your second run is better. So I have this what's it called? Judikins embossing powder sticky stuff, right? And it's white. And I was like, okay, let's try this one out. Maybe this will do the trick. So second time around, I was like, okay, I felt like the first time I did it, just maybe I waited too long because the ink had started to dry or whatever. I've purchased new ink pads for embossing ink pads. I have the glue. Nothing works for me. So I'm not sure if I can continue to participate in this stuff without getting too upset. But anyway, so this is that one. And then so I sprinkled the Judikins on it. And since it says sticky stuff, I went ahead and poured more of the shiny, this is called Bridal, on top. And it looks a little bit better. But can you make out what it says? No, you can't. You don't have to answer that. So anyway, I was like, okay, bah humbug. It did not turn out the way I wanted it to. So we move on. Again, the theme is music, so keep that in mind. And I was like, I was going to get a music sheet of paper and use that as my card base. But I was like, no, let's pull out some paper you already have. And so this is Making Memories. I'm not sure if Making Memories is still in existence, or if this is now, what is it? The one at crepe paper, or We Are Memory Keepers. I don't know. I think We Are Memory Keepers is Making Memories. I'm not sure. But I was like, okay, let me thumb through this, because I got this in a D-stash, I'm sure of it, or I purchased it from like someone selling it. I got these dots because I really want to use gold at first. Gold dots, gold and black, because I was thinking still piano keys, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it. And then do I have one more of those sheets left? No. Oh, yeah. And then this sheet. And so you can see it has music notes in there. I was like, this would be perfect. So what I did is I cut these down for my panels to, I think this is 4 1/4 by 4, maybe, I'm not sure. So I cut these down for the panels, and I inked them all up using brush corduroy. And then I used this, a large sheet, at 4 1/2 or 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 for the inside. And I used some foam tape and everything, and I used 3 or 4 different little stamps, and this is what I came up with. I love making gatefold cards. I would have preferred if I had used different measurements to make it a normal size gatefold card. But I also think that when you do gatefold cards, you have so many different things to cover up. You have 2 sides to cover up if you're not doing like some big elaborate thing. And then you have the insides to cover up. So what I decided to do is I took one of my little, this is the one I have now, it's cut up, but I took this and I just stamped this round circular music notes, treble notes, I think those are called, trebles and music notes, and I'm not sure what those little dots are, probably just decoration, and put it on there. And I was like, this would be a good little opener. And then so on the inside, I just stamped this as a little trim, trellis trim or whatever. Is it a trellis trim? I'm not sure. But I felt like the person can write a note like, to my love, you make my heart sing, or something like that, forever and always, you know, whatever. And then on the inside, I did a card base and, not a base, a layer, which is polka dot. I wish you know, in the future, I'm going to be able to punch that out in the center, and I'm going to be able to use that inside. But you see it's kind of thick now. And it just says, just a note to say thanks. So I thought that was really cute. And so I made 2 of those because I was like, hey, I want to really try to make more of these. So also it's popped up on this foam. That foam is sticky, super sticky. It's off a little on this side because I'm not sure what's going on with my cutting. And here we go with the second one. And as you can tell, they're not the same at all, but they are very similar. Like they're identical twins, right? Not really. Maybe. They just have, you know, one little different thing. Like, I don't know, one person has a bigger forehead or a spot on them or something like that. And then so for my regular one, now this is a long video, I know, just fun. When I was inking the edges, I always go overboard or go off on the side. So I went off into the side. And I was like, oh, I still want to use it, but what do I do? Because I was going to make 4 cards, but then I got frustrated. You saw that card at the very beginning. I don't know what I did with it now. But is it this? Is it? No. I don't know what I did with it. It's not on my desk. Okay, anyway. So I stamped out 4 of those sentiments. And so I was like, okay, I need to make a regular size card or a regular open and close card. You know, open, close card. And so what I did was I did this. I popped it up, as you can see, and right here is a little boo-boo. So I cut one of these butterflies out, and I did a haul video showing those butterflies that my friend sent me on a wild goose chase to find, and I cut them off and I put them right there because, you know, I was thinking that these are bookended by butterflies now, because it looks better like this than just having one, in my opinion. And then I was like, okay, what are you gonna do to the front? I still wanted to have the same elements on the front that I had from the Gatefold card, but not the same thing because I didn't have enough paper to do all that other stuff with. And so I tried a few things, and this is what I came up with. So, you know, I always like to make sure my butterflies can fly, except when you cut them in half, Brandy. And then I just put this on. I think this would be very cool to give to a crafty friend, because I think they understand weirdness versus people that don't craft. Like, this is much more a regular person card that doesn't craft because it's fancy, you know what I'm saying? And this is more of a person that can look at this aesthetically and be like, oh, that's cool. So anyway, these are the cards that I created. Please go over and check out what Crafty Cat has made. I'm quite sure something very cool and super pretty. So until next time, happy crafting.